It is Monday. Glad you're here. Glad to be here with you. I'm Rob Fenstermaker, former corporate burnout survivor turned empowerment coach. I'm glad you're here with me today. Hope you had a great weekend. Hope everything went well. I know I had a great weekend myself. Usually come on Monday mornings, but there were some things that I had to taken care of this morning because of my weekend, which precluded me coming on this morning. So here I am this afternoon. But yes, weekend was great. I'm glad you're here with me today. So let's get into it. This past weekend, Friday, my wife and I, we took some time off, and she's a huge Disney fan. I go to Disney just because I want to be with her, hang out with her. But so we, 2 hours away from Orlando, so we decided to drive up to Orlando, spend the day at Disney, and headed back. And it was on the way back where I kind of, something happened. Nothing serious, but something happened. I'm heading down Interstate 75 southbound, about 11 o'clock at night. Truck in front of me, something comes off the back of it, which is a box spring. I didn't see it in time. Run over top of it. Did some minor damage to the car, so I had to deal with that this morning. Box springs no more, but what it is, what it is. But it was a great weekend. And kind of as I sat here over the weekend, one of the things that kind of really struck me is that sometimes we just hold on to things a little too tightly. We hold on to those things that maybe are not feeding us the way they have in the past. And we just kind of do them as a sense of obligation instead of doing them with a sense of joy, with a sense of purpose, with a sense of intent. And sometimes we have to really evaluate that and decide, is this what's best for us? Because there's several years back, I kind of went through this process. There were some things that I was doing, great things I was doing. They were definitely beneficial, groups I was involved with, but I was kind of into that stage where they weren't necessarily serving me the way they had in the past. And I felt more a sense of obligation and duty to be a part of these groups. And I had to really step back and look, is this the right thing for me to do at this time? And I knew what the thing I had to do was I just had to take it off my plate. I had to take it off my plate and just kind of let it go for a season. Because sometimes we just hang on to those things because it's something that we've always done. It's something that we may have always done. It reminded me of the 7 words of a dying organization are that we have always done it that way. Think about that. We have always done it that way. We can't think of anything new. We can't do something different to allow us to be that person that we can become, that best version of who we can become. I've shared with you previously that, my wife and I, we relocated from Ohio to Southwest Florida, and we're running a house over down here. And I've got this new hobby. I don't know if you call it a hobby or what, but, when we lived up in Ohio, one of the things that was kind of something I was really enjoyed doing. It was kind of that cathartic experience for me was going out and doing yard work. It was just that time for me to get out and do something that, yes, it felt productive, but I was kind of also able to just focus on that. And it was a cathartic experience. Well, this house that we're renting, to the back of the house, there's this huge area that's just really kind of overgrown. People have not really done anything with it for years, and it's really overgrown. And there's some kind of bush. It's some kind of rose bush. I'm looking at it right now. That's just kind of gone crazy. It's gone haywire. But one of the things that's reason that it's really kind of gone in this direction has is trying to go and grow and everywhere is that there's a vine all throughout this bush. So it has been my mission in my life here of the last 4 to 5 weekends. I'm getting rid of this vine. But getting in there and getting rid of this vine means that this rose bush, there's thorns on it about an inch long, and I come out and I'm all scraped up and bloody and sweaty, and I'm trimming this bush back to make it look different, to make it grow in a way that is very presentable. But in pulling out all this vine, I've come to realize that a lot of the green that was on this bush was this vine. So now there's big bald spots in this bush because I've gotten rid of the vine. But getting rid of that vine is going to allow this bush to grow more effectively. It's going to allow this bush to grow in a much better way. But how it looks right now is not very attractive. My wife makes comments about it, but give it some time and it'll turn into something different. It will turn into something that's more pleasing to the eye. But I'm continuing to do this. I probably have got another good 2 to 3 weeks before I really get this to where I want. But these next couple of weeks that I get in there, this is the toughest place where these vines are at. And I really got to figure out how I'm going to do that without really cutting myself up and then disposing of all the debris that I pull without cutting myself up even more. But it's a challenge, and it's something I enjoy doing. It's just something that's kind of cathartic to me. It's something that I want to make this bush look very presentable. And it's just like us. We get in and we get that messy part of our lives. We kind of take that messy part of our lives and we, pull it out. We pull that out and keep pulling it out and keep pulling that messy part out. Kind of exposes some things. I mean, it kind of gets that rawness into us and exposes those things in our life that maybe we've kind of buried deep down and not really dealt with. And once those things are exposed, we're forced to confront them. We're forced to deal with them because that's what's holding us back. That's what's holding us back from being truly empowered. And it's within that empowerment that we find the great version of ourselves, that we find that new version of who we are to be the best version of who we can become. When we're empowered to do that, we live a new life. We live that version of who we were called to be. And we live that life in a way of significance and of impact and of using our life to make a difference. Because the significance that we live, the significance that we exude in this life extends beyond who we are. That significance is what people see and will remember about us. And that's the significance that we leave is what makes a difference in this world. What makes a difference in the people we come in contact. And I continue to say, we can't change the world, but we can change that world that we have connection with. And that's where empowerment helps you to do that, helps you to become that person of change, to help you to be that person of change, and so other people can see that and you have an influence upon them. Because I don't think I'm sharing any breaking news right now that we are in a real leadership void in this country and in this world right now. We need people to stand up principally and be leaders. Not, shout your opinion and shout the other person down. That's politicians. We have got enough of those in the world. But we need people, principle-centered leaders in this world that are going to bring us back from where we're at. So that's what empowerment's about, is becoming that best version of who you can become. And I would love to see you become that best version of who you are, of who you know you can become. I'd love to work with you and go on that journey with you as you discover something new about yourself. As you start pulling those vines out of your life and start exposing some things that you've kind of just buried down there and create something new in your life. So this is some thoughts I had today. Again, I hope you had a great weekend. I'm glad you're here with me, but this is Rob Fenstermaker, corporate burnout survivor turned empowerment coach. And I would love the opportunity to just hear more about what it is you want out of your life. I would love to hear more from you about what it is you hope to create, that impact you so desire, you're ready to make, that significance, those people in your life you're ready to lead in a powerful and empowered way. So again, glad you're here with me on this Empowerment Monday. Hope to hear from you soon. Let's make this Monday everything that it can be, because when you have an empowered Monday, it makes the rest of the week so much better. It makes the rest of the week so much more important. It makes the rest of the week so much more significant. So just the thoughts I had today. Again, Rob Fenstermaker, I'm glad to be here with you. Hope to talk to you soon. And let's make this a great Monday, and let's make this a great week. Take care.